Let me discuss with you the agenda that we have this afternoon. Aside from the Parangal ng Sine, in which we're going to give the program and the awardees, we're also going to discuss the various programs of the Film Development Council for the second quarter. Yung mga activities na in-undertake namin and we will undertake to complete the second quarter. We're also going to discuss the Student Assistance, Film Assistance Program, which is the latest development, or one of the later developments of FGCP, of giving aid to film students and to schools which offer specializations in film and the media arts. Then we're going to discuss our participation in their international film festivals. Nakular, very exciting ang mga festivals na darating at hopefully dadaluhan natin because we have some very strong contenders of Filipino films which may, not yet sure, may get into the big league like Cannes, okay, and Venice and the likes, okay? And then finally, we're gonna have the Q&A in case you have anything you want to clarify. Ito ang agenda natin. All right, moving on. Okay? Now we're going to talk about the programs of FDCP for the second quarter. Ito yung mga iba't iba naming activities. Now, next slide. Okay, during the tribute month of Parangal ng Sine, we are also going to be showing films which are attached to these various awardees. And these 4 films are as follows. Itim for Charo Santos Conso. Alaala ko ba to? Ito, a slight personal aside. Charo was my classmate in LaSalle. Okay? She cross-enrolled in LaSalle from St. Paul College. At doon ang very first time na nakilala ni Charo Santos si Doy Del Mundo, who was our teacher. Alright? Who would have known in just a few years after she graduated and she won Barong Travel Girl, di ba? That Charo would be selected by Mike De Leon for a script of Doy Del Mundo, which was Itim. And in her first film, Charo won Asia's Best Actress. Alright, so there is that entire legendary start of Charo's career. And we worked together also for Regal noon. Remember, there was a time Charo worked for Regal until she eventually moved to ABS. So we see the trajectory, okay, of her career. Oh, by the way, she was one of the heads of experimental cinema of the Philippines. And she was responsible in producing Oro Plata Mata and Himala. So makikita natin yung trajectory ng career ni Charo even until today, where she becomes Lola Tindeng, okay, in Laura Tindeng in Batang Quiapo, okay? With a deserving leading man in the person of Joel Amangan, di ba? Okay, so yun, makikita natin yung trajectory ng career niya. Okay, for Loris Guillen, everybody remembers her for Tanging Yaman. Okay, which is her most popular and commercially successful film. Okay, but then, alam mo, hinahanap namin yung talagang pinakamagandang pelikulang ginawa ni Loris, yung Salome, hindi na namin mahanap yun. Okay, I think baka dead film na yun. Okay, and then third player, yung kay Love Diaz, ababalik na naman si Charo Santos, ang babaeng humayo. Okay, which is done by Love Diaz and the collaboration of Charo and Love. And then finally, for Joseph Estrada, it is sa mga kuko ng Agila. Okay? Sa mga kuko ng Agila, ipapalabas namin. Okay? Because this is Joseph Estrada's most nationalist film. Okay? So yun ang aming tribute. Ipapalabas namin ng mga iba't ibang pelikulang ito sa mga sinihan at sa mga replacement cinematheque namin in the meantime. Okay, yung replacement Cinematheque kasi wala Cinematheque na yun, under construction pa yung building namin. This is one of the cinemas in the Ayala Malls. Okay? Next. Oh, okay. Meron kami bagong pakulo. Meron kami YouTube channel. Okay? Magla-launch kami ng aming sariling YouTube channel called Parang Behind the Reel. Siguro familiar kayong Hollywood Reporter, yung artist, gumawa kami ng version na gano'n. Okay? Gumawa kami ng version na gano'n, which will be our own YouTube channel and which will be accessible to everybody, lalo na sa mga schools. Okay? Ang first 3 episodes namin, ang unang episode namin involves, okay, I mean, the first episodes are the young directors. Okay? Young directors ang first episodes namin. Tapos ang second episode, sino yung second natin? Yung character actresses, hindi ba? Yung young directors, yan sina Dwayne Baltasar, sino pa? Help me out. Dwayne Baltasar, si Antoinette Adaone, Dan Villegas, okay, Pepe Jokno, okay? Roundtable discussion nila yan. They're talking about, yung katulad ng Hollywood Reporter. Tapos yung second namin yung sa character actresses, we had Meryl Soriano and Angeli Bayani discussing how it is to be a character actress rather than the leading actress, the importance of the character actress. And then thirdly, ano yung third subject natin? Okay, the next generation actors. Dito sina Elijah Canlas,
Cedric
Gabi Padilla, and Cedric Juan. Okay, so at sila kaapat? Kaki Chodoro. Okay, so casual discussion ito. Okay, and then alam ko yung ang next set namin yan is the second generation producers. We are interviewing Rosel Monteverde, the third generation Kate Monteverde, Vincent Del Rosario, and Mike Tuviera. Okay? And then we also have one on the importance of critics, right? Okay, the role of, ito maganda, critics. How serious do we take critics? Okay? And sino yung mga critics na kailangang paniwalaan at sino yung mga critics na kailangang basahin? Okay? And we have interviewed, we're going to interview film scholars. Okay? Film scholars like Shirley Lua, sino pa ba? Marlon Rivera and the likes. Puro ganon. In other words, they're very highly, it's not a casual conversation. It's an in-depth discussion of important issues in our YouTube channel. Okay? So, ilo-launch namin ito kasabay, okay, ng ating parangal ng sini. Uy! Ito pa, exciting. Next slide. Ipapalabas namin ang I'm Still Here. Okay? Papalabas namin ang I'm Still Here. We had such a wonderful response to World Cinema na trabaho namin yan when we go to festivals. There is my anak Homer Refuerzo over there who goes around, okay, looking for films which we can acquire na alam namin na hindi kukunin ng mga mainstream distributors. Ang ganda-ganda nitong I'm Still Here. Okay? So we're gonna make a major event in launching I'm Still Here. And we're going to show another important animated film, which is Memoirs of a Snail.
I love that.
Oo. So ipapalabas din namin yan, okay, into various cinemas. Okay? Alam mo, Alan Jones, ang saya-saya namin. Hindi namin akalain na ganun ang magiging response sa Flow. Na hanggang ngayon showing pa.
Wow.
Oo, okay. We couldn't believe it's the highest grossing pelikula na ginawa ng na kinuha ng FDCP para ipalabas.
Oh, wow.
Ng animated film. Hindi ba it won Best Animated Feature?
Yes.
So we said, okay, can we bring in more films like this? Para yung mga talagang interesado sa pelikula, mapanood ito mga importanteng pelikula na hindi kukunin ng mga major distributors. So we have this, okay, World Cinema Presents namin. Then, next, we have an animation festival. Okay? Why? Because I think I made mention to you before in the previous press con we had, may 3 genres na ini-emphasize ngayon ng FDCP. One is documentary filmmaking. Okay? Ikalawa, aside from documentary filmmaking, ikalawa is animation. And ikatlo, the short film features. Short film making. Okay? Recently, nag-launch kami ng incentives for short films, as much as $500,000 for every short film selected. Dinagsa kami ng 70 applications. Okay? Of which, guess how many were selected? 6. Okay? 6 of these will get the grants, okay, for short films, because we believe the short film is very, very important. But now, we're doing an animation festival. We just finished a documentary festival. Now we're doing an animation festival, and next we have a short film festival. Okay? Not only from students, but from all over the world. Alright? We're going to show Itik Mapupukaw, which is the best animated feature film that we have done so far. And of all the Philippine entries to the Oscar, this came closest for a nomination. Because this was practically shortlisted.
Really?
Second was Flow, which is, still showing now. And then finally, Memoirs of a Snail. And we are also including other animated films done by Filipinos and other countries as well. But we'll have an animation festival. Okay, next. We have also the Sine Kabataan. Ito ay ilang taon na ito, God. Sine Kabataan is ilang taon na ito na it's open to young filmmakers up to the age, binabaan ng kami ng konti, up to the age of 25. Okay? Merong workshop yung mga napili. I think meron nang na-select. I don't know exactly how many ang na-select, na pre-select na. Okay? Yes? Rika?
10 finalists, pero ongoing pa lang yung lahat.
Okay, there are 10 finalists which have already been selected, but the laboratory is taking place right now. Parang may workshop sila. Yung maganda nito last year, ang nanalo ng best short film ng kabataan is from Nabunturan. It was a regional film na tinalo yung mga galing sa urban centers. Okay, ibang ano. So, ang gandang opportunity dito for young filmmakers to have their voices heard and seen. Okay? So, may pitching and then the showcase. Alright? Next, we also going to have the, meron kaming collaboration with the Department of Science and Technology, the Indisciencia. Okay? We're going to have the Indisciencia workshop, of which short films will be made showing the importance of science. Okay? Ito pa rin isang napaka-importante. Okay? Next slide. The FDCP and the PAS-SEA or PASEA workshop, which will be from April 28 to May 4. It's going to be held at the Quest Conference Center in Exotic Subic. Okay? What is this about? It's a workshop comprising of 3 steps focused on feature films in development. Ito yung mga feature films in development. But ang maganda nito, okay, this will come from hindi lang Pilipino, kasama nila ang mga filmmakers from Taiwan and other Southeast Asian countries. Pupunta sila dito at magkakaroon sila ng development and incubation workshop for Taiwanese and Filipino projects. So ang maganda nito, merong interaction ang mga Filipino filmmakers with other filmmakers from the region. And hopefully, encouraging possibilities of collaboration and co-production. In other words, nilalawakan natin yung aktibidades ng mga Filipino filmmakers, the young Filipino filmmakers, to see the significance of other counterparts from our region. Next, we also have another workshop, okay, the Fly Post Lab. Okay, this is a post-production workshop which is being held under the ASEAN Rock Film Community Program at the Busan Film Festival. This is going to be held in October. Hindi. No, this is going to be held, okay, from May 25 to May 30 in Busan, South Korea. Okay, meron na ba tayong Filipino entries dito? Wala pa. Meron ng 2 na pupunta, okay, na Filipino sa Busan Flypost Lab 2025. And then, we've held a number of workshops here in Manila following the Meissner method. Okay, meron kaming Meissner para sa mga regular actors, okay, and supporting actors. Tapos nag-Meissner kami para sa mga ABS, GMA, okay, at saka Young Talents Workshop, yung isa sa Net25. Okay? Nagpadala sila. Now, next slide, we're bringing the workshops to the regions. Now, magkakaroon kami ng acting workshops in the various regions. Okay? Help me with this. The first one is going to be in Bacolod. Right? It's going to be held in Bacolod at the Cinematheque in Bacolod. So, yung mga Ilonggo actors natin, okay, pupunta na yan ng Bacolod for the Meissner Workshop under Angeli Bayani. Okay? Sa pa ba ibang plano natin, Rika, after this? Iloilo. Okay, ang next ay Iloilo. Pupunta ba tayo sa beautiful Davao, land of the durian? No. Oo,
Sub-Saharan.
The Davao din. So in other words, kami na pupunta to encourage, okay, regional actors, okay, to have the same kinds of training na nakukuha ng mga Filipino actors dito. Then, next slide. Meron tayong pamanang pelikula which is part of the National Heritage Month. Okay? Pamanang pelikula which is going to be part of the National Heritage Month, and the film that we are featuring is with that of the national artist Nora Honor, America ni Gil Cortez. Okay? That's part of our agenda. Next is our curation of Asian cinema. Gagawa naman tayo ng curation ng mga Asian cinema to have access to important work. Ang aming ilo-launch dito, yung recently redigitize, di ba, yung recent ng Ora Pro Nobis.
Wow.
Jaguar. Okay, papalabas ng Jaguar. Very exciting din ha, baka kasi yung Ora Pro Nobis umabot ng Cannes. Okay? Kasi last year, hindi ba, Bona, baka hopefully this year umabot sa Cannes. Saka, we're keeping our fingers crossed na baka sa Venice, ang makuha naman ay ang Sister Stella M. Okay? Okay. I don't wanna preempt other projects we have in mind, pero masaya. Okay? Then next, we have Peliculaya. Okay? Peliculaya, okay. For the baddies, okay? Okay, Peliculaya is our LGBTQ festival, okay?
How to
Alam niyo yun, okay? And the next is we have, okay, the FDCP Film FSG Screenwriting Workshop 2025. Throughout the year, FDCP works together with the Filipino Screenwriters Guild for writing workshops, which will be held and spread throughout the year. May mga writing workshops pa tayo. Okay? Then, finally, haba-haba nito, leche. Okay? And next, ito ang napaka-importante. This was passed on to us by the government. Every agency must have a roadmap for the next 5 to 10 years. What we did was, we asked for the services and help of the Olsberg Group, which is based in London, to help design the roadmap. Ano ibig sabihin ng roadmap na to? To plan the direction of Philippine cinema for the next 5 to 10 years. And grabe ang study na ginawa. It went all over the Philippines discussing cinema consumption, cinema participation, audience responses, kung ano yung mga direktor, para ilatag kung ano ang dapat gawin for the next 5 to 10 years. We're going to finally launch, okay, the Olsberg result, kung ano yung roadmap. Even before that, I think we forgot to mention, by next month, ipapublish na namin yung resulta ng research na ginawa ng De La Salle University tungkol sa state ng Philippine cinema. At magugulantang kayo sa resulta ng research. Magugulantang kayo sa mga, yung akala nating haka-haka lamang, what we used to speculate as our assumptions, now it is shown in scientific facts. And you will see the scope and the depth of the problem that we have in Philippine cinema. Then, next slide, okay, as we're going to a close, okay? We're going to have the Student Film Assistance Program. Taon-taon, dalawang cycle ang ginagawa namin. Tinutulungan namin ang mga film students na nangangailangan ng pera para matapos ang kanilang mga thesis films. Okay, we give as much as 50,000 pesos per grant para sa mga estudyante to finish their thesis films. And so far, ang masaya niyan, parami na ang nakakakuha ng grant from the regions. Okay, which is, I think, the ones who really in dire need of this. We've also extended our student assistance program. This is one of our pet projects. Alam naman natin na magastos mag-aral ng filmmaking. Magastos. At alam din natin na may mga ibang paaralan, lalo na mga high schools, okay? May numerous high schools which need the support of FDCP because their students, a great number of them can't even afford to go to college na. Okay? I targeted one school first and asked that we service this and use this as a pilot project. The Eugenio Lopez High School of the Arts. And you know, guys, pag nakita nyo how these kids need so much of our help because they don't have the funds in order to afford. So ang ginagawa namin is we are trying to come up with various programs so that kahit hindi man sila makatuntong sa college, at alam natin ang gastos na mag-college, hindi ba? May training na sila so that they can get into the industry by knowing the basics of film production. And to be taught not by just anybody, but the first lecturers were Jules Catanyag for script writing and Pepe Jokno. Okay, talk to these kids. Okay, and so that they can gain a greater knowledge. And we're gonna try it in other high schools which we know are populated by students who are not in a financial position to afford college. Okay? So yan ang isang namin sa student assistance program namin. And then just this week, we had the first meeting of the year of the Academic Film Society. I think alam niyo na yan, ito yung association ng lahat ng schools na merong film major at com arts major. Tinutulungan namin yan para may exchange program sila, magkakilala sila. And then we are able to assist them in teaching. Okay? And then hopefully, isa pang program namin, okay, we're scheduling a meeting with Secretary Angara, okay, of Education. Alam niyo, gusto namin i-train namin yung mga teachers. Okay, how to teach film. Okay, kasi karamihan na nagtuturo ng film, na-realize namin, hindi talaga trained na mag-ano ng pelikula. So now we're giving a kind of a teaching program, training program for teachers who teach films, especially in the junior and senior high. Okay? And then we want to emphasize film literacy. Okay, we want to emphasize film literacy. Ito, dream pa namin, pero hopefully we can do this after the elections. Jerry, kung ayaw ng taong pumunta sa sinihan para manood ng pelikula, pues ang pelikula ang pupunta sa tao. Magpapalabas kami ng mga open air, free screenings ng mga classic na pelikula para mapanood ng tao with the help of various LGUs. Okay? So this way, may encourage ulit natin ng tao to experience watching a movie as a community and not as a personal experience. Iba yung nanonood ka sa telepono, di ba? O nanonood ka sa computer kasi nanonood ka sa loob ng sinihan. Gusto namin ibalik ang kahalagahan ng community activity in watching films. Then, finally, last slide, okay? Ito yung mga international film festivals na pupuntahan namin. The first one is in Udine, okay, which is the Far East Film Festival on Focus Asia. Okay, dito kasi I know of 3 films na pupunta rito from the Philippines, but I cannot announce it until they announce it. Okay, but I know more or less na 3 films na pupunta doon. Okay, from the Philippines. We're gonna go there. And second, of course, is Cannes. Naku, napaka-exciting na Cannes. Please, let's all pray that there is one film that's vying to enter competition in Cannes. Pag pumasok itong film na ito, ay bongga.
Hilda Cordero.
Ay bongga. Okay, pag nakapasok ito, actually, 3, no? 2 pa. May 2 pa na makapwedeng pumasok. At saka, ito pa maganda. Baka may 3, Alan Jones. Ang clue ko lang, documentary. Okay? Na makapasok. Pag nakapasok yan, tumatumbling kami sa Cannes kasi may katuturan na yung pagpunta namin doon. Okay? Hindi lamang para magbenta, but then to honor. And then hopefully, baka may contract signing pa kami sa isang deal with France. So, masaya. And then finally, the Annecy International Animation Festival. Alam niyo ba kung gaano ang demand sa Filipino animation? Okay? Pupuntahan sa dapat pumunta ko na kailan, namamahalan ako. Okay? Kasi mahal siya. Okay? Pero ang daming pupunta roon. If ever we're gonna send a skeleton group to go here, kasama ng mga animators natin. Yung mga animators, tinutulungan namin, finifinance namin. Pero kami, depende na yan kasi medyo mahal. Okay? Dahil sa France na naman. Okay? So yun. Okay? So that is that. Okay? Ito yung mga plano namin. At marami kaming plano inupook up. Okay? Kaya namin ipinapaalam ito sa inyo, hindi lamang para parangalan ang mga tao na aming bibigyan ng award sa parangal ng singing, but also to open the various activities of the FDCP for the 2nd quarter. And then, we're very excited for the coming film festivals because of the works which are in place or are in progress. Alright, so now I'm opening the floor for questions, okay? I'm opening the floor for questions. Kung may mga katanungan kayo. Biyahe. Dahil yung pera, nire-reserva namin sa projects. Okay? Kasi each time magbibiyahe ka, ang laki ng ginagastos mo. So sabi namin, wala namang punto kang magbiyahe kung wala kang dala na magandang material. So kailangan it's a matter of managing the money. Okay? Yes, I must admit na kulang. Okay? Kulang. Considering the scope of the problems of Philippine cinema and the need for development. But we have to make do with what we have. Hindi ba? We have to make do with what we have. So we would rather manage the money to more important concerns, which is now really the development within the country over and above selling the country outside, okay, and showing the importance of the Philippines. And in all fairness and in all objectivity, the government support is grabe. Okay, the government support is grabe. I mean, government is supporting the various projects. I think I made mention of this example to you. The government gave FDCP money to buy a restoration machine so that we can restore our films here. Di ba? And no other administration has done that. And if that, for that alone, that is so well appreciated. Maraming salamat.
Dumating na ba yun, Dire?
Hindi pa, kailangan muna matapos yung building.
Ah.
Oo, kasi doon i-house yung... Pero patapos na yung film vault, ang ganda-ganda. Ang ganda-ganda ng film vault. So, yung pa, yung, wow, yung, akala nila yung building na lilipatan namin, building ng FDCP, hindi, 2/3 nun vault. 2/3 doon film vault. 1/3 lang yung aming office doon. Yeah.
So, may naka-line up na ba na mga i-restore pag dumating na yung restoration?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Unang-una siguro yung on top of the line is yung, naalala mo yung pelikula ni Gloria Sevilla, the most important Visayan film, Badli sa Kinabuhi. Yeah? Plano rin i-restore ang mga Bernal films, okay, like Relasyon, Broken Marriage, The Graduates, Ito Ba Ang Ating Mga Anak. Inuuna namin yung mga films ng mga national artists. Tapos may mga ibang films na quirky ako na, alam mo, MJ, ang lungkot-lungkot ko, wala na kasi available film ng Temptation Island of Joey Gosinfiao. Kasi wala na. Sabi ko, we must restore that. Eh wala na, dead film na pala. Okay, ang natitira na lang Betamax. Okay, so hindi mo ma-restore, but hinahalog-hog namin. Ay, at sa pang gagawin namin, pagpunta namin sa film lab, bagong building, we're coming up with another film lab, scripts. Nire-request ko na sa mga studios, yung mga scripts nila, I'm asking Star, I'm asking Viva, I'll be asking Ricky, mga copy ng script. I-digitize namin yun para yung mga estudyante na gusto mag-aral ng mga script, you can download them.
May library.
Oo, may library na.
Wow.
Yeah.
Na with LGU, okay ba yun sa NTRCB? Meron ba kayong memorandum of agreement?
No, may MOA naman kami, saka mga lumang pelikula naman yan eh. Okay? Tsaka hindi ko naman papalabas ang live show doon. I mean, mga classic films sa mga ipapalabas
So, wala na yung problema sa NTRCB.
I know, you know, we have a very good relationship with Che Lala. Okay, na-settle na namin yan eh. Okay? At saka, yung mga pelikulang yan, yung mga GP at PG naman yung papalabas namin.
Kasi nag-expire yung ano nila, di ba?
May usapan na kami as long as it's under the tutelage of the FDCP.
Yung nabanggit mo na rin, kung bakit isa-celebrate natin para sa present state of cinema na ano masasabi mo na kumikita ngayon yung King Pao movie? First box office hit of the year.
Good. I mean, any movie that makes money is a ray of light in a vast forest of darkness. Any movie, okay? Any movie that makes money is a ray of light. And maybe the other producers can also learn from what successes there are along the way. I mean, for the first time na after so long, may kumita, hindi ba? Dapat yan, i-celebrate yan, okay? Together with Alex Ayala, okay? We have to celebrate these moments and learn from it. At siguro ang isa pa rin dapat natin matutunan is that alam natin na we just cannot limit our audiences to Philippines alone. We have to globalize the kind of products that we make.
Showing na nga siya sa North America today, kumbaga yun.
Oo. Importante na yung bakit ka you know, you should not limit your work to your backyard. You must look at the field which is behind your backyard, which is the infinity of global audiences. Di ba? Dapat, tsaka grabe, pucha yung Hello Love Again, nag-number 8. Dahil yan,
2 weeks yung naipalabas.
hindi ba, number 8 sa American box office. Ilang Pilipino ang nanood doon, ganun ka-powerful tayo. Okay? That's how Filipinos will conquer the world. We will migrate and conquer the world. Okay? So if we only learn how to, you know, to show it outside, we will make more money.
Kaya pinapauwi na raw ni Trump, di ba, ang mga immigrants.
Ito naman, ba't naman si Trump na sa usapan natin?
Nababawasan ng mga Pilipino ron.
No. But you see, the world is not the US as well. Okay? there is always Canada, Mexico, and Europe, di ba? I mean, we should learn to widen our vision, not to limit our vision with what we are used to.
Last question ko na lang para.
Ano na naman
Ano ang
yun?
hope mo for food delivery na hindi na ipalabas sa Pure Gold Sino Panalo Pilipinas?
I know of a number of things which have happened after the pull-out, okay? But I cannot talk about it now because it has to come from the filmmakers themselves. But let's put it this way. Maybe because of the pull-out, there was more interest in the documentary.
Parang blessing in disguise.
Siguro. Oo, siguro kasi I know that there are various parties and organizations which are interested in showing it. Hindi ba, the more ipagbawal mo, the more nagiging katakam-takam eh. Hindi ba? Di ba? Oo, ganun yun eh. So, let's hope for the best. Let's hope for, I have not seen the film, so I cannot judge it. But I know that the Philippine Army has seen it and they wanted to endorse it. Okay?
At saka yung mga works naman before ni Direct.
Ay, oo. They even did one for us in Cinemalaya. They did one, a documentary on Eddie Romero. They're the first grantees of the Philippine National Artist Grants. Sila. Tsaka matinong ano naman sila. It's I guess the very political nature of food delivery. The very fact that it deals with the WPS, which is why it warrants controversy. But let's hope for the best. Kasi kung interesado yung mga ibang tao, ibang festivals, siguro may katuturan at may kalaliman yung material. Okay?
Direk, halimbawa merong tayong film na pwedeng ipanglaban abroad. Like, ito example lang, halimbawa yung Sisa ni Direk June Rodriguez Lana starring Hilda Coronel. Halimbawa gusto nilang mag-join sa Cannes. Yung FDCP ba, meron ba siyang may help ba siya from the beginning? Like from paano, pag halimbawa papasok, mag-a-apply for Cannes to get into Cannes? Or tutulungan nyo na lang kapag nakapasok na siya? Paano yung help nyo when it comes to mga ganyan?
Okay, for instance, yung kaso niya kay June Lana, okay, it's because of Hilda, remember, Insha. Okay, Hilda is a legendary actress as far as Cannes is concerned because she was one of the first Asian actresses to be recognized by Cannes decades ago. Ang gagawin niya, may programmer yan na nag-sound off na we're interested, you have to show us the copy. Hindi ka ba pwedeng makialam until mapili. Pag napili, diyan kami nakikialam. Pero sa ngayon, tumutulong na kami. Binigyan na namin ng grants ang Sisa for the completion of the film. So in other words, lalo na pag napili yan, okay, pag napili yan, tutulungan namin in more ways than one. Pero kasi may dalawa pang pelikula na baka pumasok eh. Okay, na pumasok. I mean, not necessarily in competition but in the other programs. Okay, kaya remember the name, Jorabel Agoto.
Yeah, Cinemalaya. Ang galing niya.
Because she is in Sisa and she is in another film which is also creating a buzz right now, of which she is the lead.
Oh, wow.
Oo.
Sinong director niya, Direk?
I mean, I forgot the name of the director, but siya ang lead. But it's already, naipasok na yan sa, may buzz na yan sa Cannes nung ginagawa pa. So,
Oh, wow.
full
So,
name.
sinuport niyo na yan, Direk?
I think, yeah, may support na yung second film na yon, pero it would be so great, to have, Jorabel in 2 films in Cannes. Can you imagine that? She's our Mikey Madison.
Yes! Ang galing-galing niyang babaeng yan. And yung third one, yun ba yung documentary, Direk?
I can't say pa. I cannot say.
O sige, na lang, clue dun sa documentary, ito ba yung tungkol sa, yung war? yung mga survivor ng war? Yung ba to?
Hindi. Kasi yun ang isang sinuportahan ng FDCP. There was a short documentary, thank you, short documentary called Children of the War by Michael Casare na yung ipinalabas namin sa Met recently, wow, talagang hagalpak ako ng iyak. Ang ganda ng documentary. Pero i-expand nila ito into a full-length feature. Kasi lang ito, mga 55 minutes, gagawin nilang 80 to 90 minutes. Dadagdagan pa nila ng footage. Pero ang ganda-ganda. It's the story of yung mga remaining survivors ng Battle of Manila. Mga bata pa sila. Ngayon, they're in their 90s na, in their 80s. And they talk about how they saw firsthand their family massacred. Okay? at saka they talk about the massacre in De La Salle College, yung sa chapel. Ay, ang ganda-ganda. Ang ganda-ganda.
Saan mo mapapanood yan din?
But we will try to have a pre-screening of the short version, yun na pinanood namin. Baka sa documentary festival. Or we will try to put it at the Philippine Film Industry Month sa September, ipapalabas namin.
Yung isang docu na sinasabi mo, iba yun? Iba pa? Okay. Thank you.
It has a project like that. Meron ng project, if I'm not mistaken, Joy Belmonte, I mean, since Quezon City is the city of stars, I think she really wants to put up the film museum. As a matter of fact, I think Mobile Fund is cooperating with that. And baka nga yung ibang mga equipment natin, Jeka, yung hindi na natin madadala sa bagong building, baka i-donate natin doon sa film museum ng Quezon City. Very limited lang kasi yung space namin sa bagong building dahil 2/3 of that is the vault. 1/3 of that is the FDCP. And dami-dami namin. Sa katunayan, mas komportable kami dito sa opisina namin sa Makati kasi mas maliit yung lilipatan namin pagdating sa Fort, sa may Intramuros. Pero ganun eh. We have to go there. Ang maganda lang doon, sa tabi ng aming bagong building is the San Diego, what do you call it? I forgot. Baluarte de San Diego. It's a park na doon maaari kami magbigay ng open air screenings for free. Okay? It's right behind Pamantasan. It's right behind PLM.
Direct second question. Hindi ko alam kung under sa'yo to pero I just wanted to pick on your mind na kasi lahat ng efforts na to, yung habang nakikinig ako sa'yo, Direk, it's really overwhelming. Parang ang sarap-sarap niyang pakinggan kasi talagang, sabi mo nga, full force nyo na yung fund ninyo and creating projects like this instead of spending it flying abroad. Pero Direk, parang niisip ko lang na parang hindi ma-put to waste din yung mga efforts natin. Kung mahal din naman yung ticket, hindi rin mapapanood ng mga pangkaraniwang Pilipino. What is, I know we've asked you this so many times before, but what is FDCP doing to alleviate yung price ng tickets ng cinemas para mas maraming makapanood?
Okay. 3 points. Number 1, ang mga theater owners, private enterprise yan eh. FDCP, although it is under the Department of Trade and Industry, is not in any position to demand the lowering of prices because we cannot intervene with practices of the private sector. Secondly, ang misnomer dito kasi is tama ka mahal, no? At 300 to 400 pesos, mahal talaga yung ticket. Ang laging sinasabi nila, sa Singapore, ang ticket in Philippine pesos cost about 665 pesos. Sa Amerika, it's about 600 plus pesos din ang isang ticket. Sabi nila, by standards na mura sa atin. Malaki ang minimum wage sa Singapore at malaki ang value ng dollar. Yung purchasing power natin, mas maliit. It has to be a decision made by the cinema owners. Pero in fairness to them, yung iba, nilalaglag nila ang presyo. Example, alam mo ba minsan Philippine films, ang charge lang nila 270 to 300, hindi 400. Ang problema, walang nanonood. Okay? Kahit 300 to 400, walang nanonood. Pero 300 to 400, medyo mahal pa rin.
Tama.
Medyo mahal pa rin. Pero iintindihin din natin, cost of electricity, cost of maintenance, cost of personnel, nakapatong yan eh. Alam mo kasi, ang naging route niyan is ang mga sinihan ngayon, hindi na stand alone. Nakatikit ka na sa mas malawak na business, which is the mall. Okay? So, ang nangyayari, wala ka napansin, MJ, ang daming sinihan na nagsasara na.
True. Nagda-downsize.
Nagda-downsize na. Nagiging retail stores na. Kasi, doon mo mapapakinabangan yung espasyo. Okay? I mean, nalungkot ako, na-discover ko sa Alabang Town pala, 3 butas na lang ang operational, hindi ba? Whereas it used to be 6. Hindi ba? So, it just goes to show na hindi na practical to maintain. So, it's a vicious cycle. But you know what? I do agree with you. Something has to be done about the price. But it cannot come from the government. Kinausap na namin yan si Secretary Roque. Ang sabi niya, all I can do is to suggest and recommend, but you cannot command them to lower the price. Sabi nila, kailangan daw, alam ko may mga yumayak-yak na, okay, kailangan isubsidize ng gobyerno ang pelikula. Dude, hindi tayo essential industry. Hindi tayo food, shelter, and clothing. Hindi ba? Sabi, you don't subsidize entertainment. Hindi ba? Sabi nila, dude, bakit ganyan? Walang proteksyon ng film worker. Bakit walang proteksyon, walang ayuda? Una, mali na mag-depend ka sa ayuda. Any culture which is dependent on mendicancy will not progress. You have to work for it. Secondly, kung gusto mo magkaroon ng film worker ka, gusto mo magkaroon ka ng security of tenure, huwag ka mag-freelance. Okay, sign as an employee. Because the government cannot be the employer. Okay? Hindi ba, ilan sa inyo nagtatrabaho sa kumpanya, may SSS kayo na binabawas sa sweldo nyo buwan-buwan. Doon nyo nakukuha yung inyong sustento, hindi ba? Yung inyong tulong, yung inyong retirement. Pero ako, ayoko mag-preempt ito dahil hindi ko territory ito, pero alam ko lang, hindi nyo lang alam ang ginagawa ni Ding Dong Dantes sa Mowel Fund to provide for the future of film workers. He is working so hard for it. First sa healthcare, secondly, he's working hard for the security of film workers. So, hindi natin masasabi na walang ginagawa. May ginagawa, pero ang dapat gawin within the industry, do not make the government answer for everything. Because the government cannot. Di ba? So, let's going back to tickets. We can't do anything, product din yan ng product ng technology and evolution. Di ba? Product ng technology and evolution, and the pandemic changed everything. Sad to say, MJ, ang hirap mabalikin ng tao manood ng sine patapos ng pandemya. Lalo na yung ang ganda-ganda ng adolescence. Diba? Ang ganda-ganda ng when life gives you tangerines. Ba't ako manonood ng sine? Di ba?
Thank you, Direk.
Okay, sige. Direk, may tribute ba kay Gloria Romero sa parangalan?
Sa memoriam. Yeah, in memoriam. Yeah. Meron siya.
Sabi mo nga next month, ilalabas na yung report na nakagugulan. April to? April?
Yeah.
Originally, July dapat, di ba?
Oo.
Ano yung pwedeng pa-preview mo sa yung nakakagulantang?
Ito alam niyo na ang masa hindi na nanonood ng pelikula sa sinihan. Dahil sa simpleng dahilan na they cannot afford it anymore. Ikalawa, ang biggest blow is ang repeat screening, wala na nangyayari. Hindi ba yung dati pag gusto mong pelikula, ilang beses ka nanonood? Ngayon hindi na. Minsan ka manonood, iintayin mo na sa Netflix. Okay? Ikatlo, ayaw na nila ng paulit-ulit na kwento. Naglista na sila ng mga paulit-ulit na kwento. Pero artista pa rin ang una nilang kinoconsider sa pagpapanood ng sine. Kung sino ang artista. Pero, hindi nangangahulugan na kung yan ang artista, kailangan yung artista may nakadikit sa project na may katuturan. Okay, ang magandang analysis namin dyan, nung pinag-aaral namin ng Rewind eh. Kasi perfect storm ang Rewind eh. It had no way not to make money. Okay? But when you compare it to the last MMFF, makikita nyo na, teka, you have to analyze it deeper. Okay?
Maliban kay Ding Dong Dantes, sino pa yung hindi namin alam na malaki ang tinutulong para sa mga taga-industriya?
Well, si Paolo Villaluna na bagong head ng FAP ng Film Academy, no? Ang dami-daming ginagawa ni Paolo para siya nag-negotiate. So ngayon, finally, yung may complaint ka sa production, pwede ka na pumunta sa FAP para i-refer ka sa DOLE. Meron na siyang, he just solved a case last week. Ang daming effort lang. Ang daming pagkakaiba, hindi ko lang mai-announce yun. Ang daming pagkakaiba na nagaganap. Yung professionalization, okay, ng industry, may training, may isa kaming ginagawa na hindi dahil sinutsutan ka ng producer at dinala ka sa set, pwede ka maging crew. Kailangan may training ka o lisensyado ka para ka maging crew. Kasi delikado di ba? Delikado. Naalala niyo yung may mga aksidente na gaganap dahil hindi trained ang crew. So yung FAP is working so hard on that. At saka yung sabay kami, in cooperation kami pagdating sa professionalization training. Ang maganda niyan ngayon, ang FDCP at ang FAP at ang MOEL Fund, nagkasama-sama kami, okay, sa paggawa ng project. Para mas inclusive, if not mas effective at mas malawak ang magagawa namin.
Kumusta naman yung sinigang? Paano ito tumutulong?
No, yun na nga na may misinterpret nila. Akala nila ang sinigang parang paluwagan ng bayan. Hindi eh. Ang sinigang gives support. May office siya na you can use it in case may meetings kayo. Okay? You can use that office in case may meeting. Naging extension na nga ng FDCP yan dahil nasa 7th floor kami, nasa 6th floor sila. You can use it for various meetings. Kunyari, you are in, okay, an example. Nagkaroon kami ng screening ng previous screening yung sa Eraserheads, yung Combo on the Run. Okay, wala sa power ng FDCP to sponsor premieres. Pero we felt that importante na magkaroon ng special screening ang Combo on the Run. We asked Sinigang to help us with that and they financed it. Yung ganon. Pero hindi naman yung mga 25 million ibibigay ng Sinigang. Hindi ganon. They're palliative aids, okay, to special projects in cinema. We just had a meeting with the board of directors of Sinigang at ang dami kasing pinaplano na susuportahan ng Sinigang. Unang-una dito siguro, isa dito there is yung sa pag-launch ng Philippine Film Heritage Building, yung building namin na bago sa Intramuros. O ngayon pa lang, maglalakas loob na ako Janina, imbitahin ko kayo bago sa actual launch, bibigyan namin kayo ng tour doon sa bagong building para ipakita yung film vault at saka yung mga ibang activities, saka yung mga opisina na. Ang pa, isa pang malaking tulong ng Sinigang, ubos pera namin dyan sa film vault na yan. Kasi pamahal ang gastos, hindi ba? Wala kami furniture. Wala kami furniture. Shit, saan tayo kukuha ng furniture? Ito bagong building natin, luma ang furniture natin. Sinagot ng Sinigang, kami bahala sa furniture natin.
Saan galing ang pera ng Sinigang?
Donations from private sector. Doon ay big time businessmen.
May mga senador pa bang tumutulong?
Sa Sinigang?
Sa FDCP? Sa mga
Ayaw naman. Oo, there are senators who aid us, who give us great help. Topmost Jinggoy.
One more po na question. You mentioned na there will be parang collaboration with France pagdating po sa paggawa ng films sa Pilipinas. Pwede po pa-explain nun?
Matagal na yan, Marinel, may co-production deal ang France at Philippines. Diyos ko, would you believe for the past 17 years na hindi mapirma-pirmahan? Okay? Dahil nagkaroon ng mga sabit, okay, sa iba't ibang mga institusyon. Okay, but now mukhang matutuloy na. Ibig sabihin, pagka nagkapirmahan na yan, ang co-production ng isang Philippine production at French production, ang trato ng France, French production na yun. It gets the privileges that France can give a film. And it's major. It's major. It's very lucrative. Baka magkapirmahan. Hopefully, matapos lahat ng mga negotiations so that sa Cannes magkakapirmahan na. So, big celebration yan because it opens our Filipino producers with possibilities of co-production in France.
So parang direct access na po sa mga pwedeng possible co-producers sa France?
Yes. Oh, yes. And you know naman ang ganda ng mga program ng France pagdating sa mga film production. So masaya, masaya. Sana matuloy, sana matapos na yung mga negotiation. Okay?
Thank you.